Hello and welcome to the OK Takes podcast. I am Matt, and as always, I'm joined by my fellow capo, Edward Vento. As of 7:10 p.m. West Coast time, it's NUKE Raley and not Luke Raley. His moonshot was one of many highlights as the Dodgers took 2-3 from the Rockies at Coors Field. But let's start with some Giants talk. So, am I allowed to admit a guilty pleasure take about the Giants?
Don't tell me you like the Giants, or you don't tell. Just say it. 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 Just say it.
I hate it. I hate this take, and I hate myself for saying it, but they're kind of fun to watch.
As much as I hate a lot of teams, like a lot of rival teams, I can say good things about USC. I can say good things about the Celtics. I can say good things about the Falcons or the Clippers. But when it comes to the Giants, it is pulling teeth to get me to say something positive about them. So I applaud you for being able to do that, for having the guts to admit that they're fun to watch, because I will never admit that in a million years.
I'm not. That's why I phrase it as a guilty pleasure, because like the Dodger angel on one shoulder is saying it's okay. Or the Dodgers devil on one shoulder is saying, "Oh my God, you fucking asshole! How fucking dare you!" Like the Giants, and then the angel on the other shoulder is saying, "Lamonte Wade is kind of fun." They have this thing that really kind of hooked me on them called the Gamer Geezers, where it's 5 old dudes all in their 60s. They all actually look absolutely identical, show up to games in bright orange matching shirts, and they have these black and white wigs that are absolutely crazy. And I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of getting a little hooked. That's why it's a devil and angel going back and forth about whether I should like them or not.
Don't like them, but it's okay to say that they're fun to watch and that you enjoy watching them play. But if the words "I like the Giants" come out of your mouth, that's where Dodger fans and me myself you're going to lose us if you say "I like the Giants." But if you just say they're fun to watch, that's okay. We can get past that.
They honestly are fun to watch. And what makes it worse is that they're a hard team to hate, honestly, because
No, they're not. No, they're not.
It's a hard team to hate. As a sports fan, okay, going full basic sports fan, all I root for is a good game. The Giants do supply some wonderful games, and I'm having major window tears where my head's on a window, I'm crying, my face and palm are smushed against it, looking like, I remember we were the fun team with nobodies who used to go crazy in the 9th inning.
The Giants have this lightning in a bottle, like magic out of nowhere season right now. And look, it's going to come to an end eventually. Next year, I would not be surprised if they finish last place in the division. Like, this is just like a once in a blue moon type of season from the Giants. It just is so annoying. So annoying. Like, out of all the teams that could have beaten our streak in the NL West, it had to be the Giants, didn't it? It just had to be.
But see, this is where I'm torn, is because the Giants don't have anybody who's a complete asshole. And so, yes, rivalry. So I do agree with everything you're saying. And it's why I'm legitimately losing sleep over this at night. It's why I'm having this is a window into my morals almost, is that if you're a Dodgers fan, you like the Giants, then you're just a backwards human. You put the right shoe on the left foot and the left shoe on the right foot.
Exactly.
I'm backwards right now. I don't know what to do. And I hate it, but I don't know how to stop this emotion of getting just a little bit excited, and I hate it. I don't know what to do. I'm verklempt.
Yeah, I don't have any remedies for that. I don't know. It just, oh man, that's a tough spot to be in, because from an outside perspective, you know, like you said, from the guy who's like, I don't root for either team, I just root for a good game. You know, of course the Giants would be entertaining to watch. But as a diehard Dodger fan, was raised to hate orange and black, I just can't bring myself to say anything good about them. Like everything they've done this year is lucky or they're cheating, in my opinion. Like I just can't. I can't.
I want to be on your side of the fence. It looks so fun. On my side of the fence, it's boring. The only thing I have to play with is like a calculator and an etchy sketch. But on your side, you have an Xbox, you have a PlayStation, you have Modern Warfare, you have GTA.
Come over to this side. Come back. We need you over here.
I'll do my best.
That's all we can ask for at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. So let's move on to actual game talk. Start with the Rock. Let's go head into the Rocky series. I don't know what to make of any pitching, and I don't know if I should even take a grain of salt or just flush everything down the toilet.
Yeah, look, I mean, 14 earned runs from starting pitchers over the 3 games combined. Urías gave up 5, Buehler gave up 4, and Scherzer gave up 5 today. But that's just the Coors Field effect. These are just outlier stats. Ban Coors Field. I'm still on that movement. But like, yeah, I'm not gonna, like we said last time, do we hit the panic button on Buehler if he has another bad start? No, we can cut him some slack because it's Coors Field. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm not worried about any of these 3 pitchers right now having bad starts at Coors.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want to touch on Buehler's start because this is big, and I blogged about it today. And I do kind of walk back on my take just a little bit after seeing Scherzer getting absolutely rocked. Okay, so here's the funny part about Coors Field, because so Raimel Tapia hit a bomb against Scherzer today, and it would have been out at probably any other stadium, but because it happened at Coors, I'm like, oh, that ball is getting caught on the warning track at Dodger Stadium. So it's like every time you see something bad at Coors happen, you think, oh yeah, that'll never happen at any other stadium, which is maybe a little bit biased. But yeah, so that's why I'm walking back being like, oh, well, Buehler wasn't that great, so Scherzer wasn't, so that means it doesn't matter. If Scherzer's bad, there has to be something wrong in the simulation.
Exactly. If Scherzer's bad, you know, it's like, it's not their fault. Like there was an outside, like there was another, like there's an outside source causing these problems.
There's just some fucked up pheromones in the air.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. And then, so I want to go back to Wednesday as well, because that was peak flush it down the toilet game, act like it never happened, toss it in the trash and set it on fire. And then that was that. It was like Yom Kippur, where you crumple up bread and then you throw it into the ocean. And then that's it. Those are your sins. Your day of atonement is over. So the Dodgers just had a day of atonement on Wednesday, give it up 10 earned runs. Vesia gave up a 3-run nuke.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it comes down to that play where it was like a bloop single. Trea Turner should have caught it and could have been double play inning over. And then instead it was, you know, it wasn't that. It was like a 3-run inning and then a 2-run inning after that. And then, you know, Vesia home run. It's just.
Well, the Buehler thing was really, really bad because there was damage all throughout the 4th inning, where it's like all the 5 runs. So I think he said he gave up 4 runs. He gave up 5 runs, and it was all on nearly back to, like, he gave up 7 hits in that 1 inning, I believe, or 6 hits in that 1 inning. And that was the 4th time this year he's given up 7 hits. So it's incredible seeing how good he's been this year in the hits column. But on the other hand, you're like, oh, well, some of those hits could have been prevented. Like you said, I think the one that gets me the most is the blooper that landed between Trea and Mookie, because both of those guys are fast enough to have caught it, and then not only caught it, but camp under it and had a cup of coffee before catching the ball. But it was just that classic thing of, do you have it? No, I have it. Do you have it? No, I have it. No, I thought you had it. Oh, and it drops.
Yeah, just like lack of communication. You know, it's just one of those fluky things that Mookie and Trea Turner, 9 times out of 10, that's not going to happen to them. And unfortunately, the one time it did was was in this last game or 2 games ago.
I do want to say just one thing about Trea. He's not that great on defense. He's not that great. He had an error the first game of the series, or it was an error, but it got ruled as a hit. And it just seems like he might have a little kerfluffle that could rule ugly in the wild card game or the playoffs. It's just, I have a take that I'm throwing out there, and I hope it doesn't come true, but I have evidence saying that it might come true.
I mean, it comes down to him playing out of position, right? That's the excuse we're making.
Oh, smart. Remember how
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, remember how Larry and Curb Your Enthusiasm can't make phone calls on his left hand?
Yeah.
He only make phone calls on his right hand.
Mm-hmm. It's just like that. Trea Turner's a shortstop. He's playing second.
Mm-hmm. Trea Turner answering a phone call at shortstop is the right-hand version, where he could have a normal conversation with anybody. And then when it comes to answering or having the conversation with the left hand, it's his at second base. He's kind of creepy. He asks you what you're wearing.
Yeah, not the best, but let's hope he cleans it up.
Mm-hmm. And then he's also fast. So there's the other part of your brain. You're like, oh, he'll just make that up later on.
Yeah, the run he costs with defense, he'll just make up with his legs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and we got another sweet Trea slide this week.
Yes, that was awesome. The minute I saw that, I was like, okay, where's Cut For? Where's the MLB account? Where's like all these tweets? I was waiting for him.
Smooth criminal.
I mean, no one does it like he does it, man.
No, it's kind of hot too. Be honest, that's like it's like the polar opposite of like Benji Molina flopping into third base on a triple.
Yeah, his there's something about that slide that's like kind of arousing.
It is a little. I think it's fair to say that, like, it's almost. You're actually weird if you're a guy and you don't get a little puffed up below the belt when you see Trea just gliding like he's on a slip and slide.
It literally looks like he's on a slip and slide. That's a perfect way of putting it. He just straight through.
And the pop-up, that's the part that's probably the greatest part about the slide, is he goes 10 feet and just pops up in an instant.
No, like it's no big deal either. He just pops right back up like he didn't just score from second on a bloop single. You know, he just smooth slide, pop back up, you know, on to the next.
Mm-hmm. He treats it like he was just taking out it's something as boring as taking out the dishes.
It's just, it's just an everyday routine for him, you know?
Yeah, it's just doing the dishes or taking out the trash.
It's just a chore at that point for him.
He actually, you know how cool it is? He looks bored doing it.
Yes.
The true testament of holy shit, that was so sick, is when someone in sports does something amazing and acts like nothing just happened.
Yeah, they act like they just do this every day. It's nothing new to them.
Mm-hmm. They're so used to it, but it's brand new to us.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, for us lowly people, it's like, oh my God, that's the best thing I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. He's like every Little League coach, whereas that gives out the classic adage, act like you've been there before.
Yeah. He's been there many times.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, and also before this episode, you texted me about whether you should save a question before the show or after or during the show, and you told me you were going to save it during the show. So what is it?
Okay. Well, I'm of the belief that, and I guess before the results from today's games may change that a little bit, I still just think we should focus in on that wild card game. We're going to be in a 1-game playoff. So I'm of the belief that Max Scherzer, Walker Buehler, and Julio Urías should not make another start this year. And I want to know if you agree with me.
I don't think so. I think those guys, okay, so we have what, 10 games remaining? 9 games remaining?
9 games left. We're 1 game back. I
think we got to I think you should rest Buehler. I think if he doesn't want to start, then don't have him start. Obviously it's Buehler, so he'll probably want to start. So I think each of those guys, give them one take, or excuse me, give them one start, but make sure Buehler takes some days off. That's so when I blogged about it, a lot of people had the same reaction to where he in the comment section where it's just like, yeah, he just needs a day off.
Yeah, I mean, he's allowed 16 runs in his last 4 starts. I want to say 3 or 4 starts. He's been really struggling lately after what looked like was going to be a runaway with the Cy Young. Julio Urías, I noticed in the last start, his velocity was down a couple of ticks. He was kind of looking a little tired out there. Max Scherzer today, I know it's the Coors Field effect, and I know that this is going to be an outlier when we look back on Max Scherzer starts, but I just think we're at that point in the year where it's time to get guys who need rest, some rest, and just look for setting our rotation so that if we need to, we have Scherzer in against the Cardinals, and then we have Buehler, Urías, Kershaw, Scherzer set to go for the DS.
And there's literally a movie called Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So Buehler, it was already set in stone that Buehler should take a day off.
Yeah, man, life moves pretty fast. I think he wants to stop and look around.
Exactly. Take a day trip. Fuck it.
Go to Wrigley, you know?
While you're in Phoenix, you could, well, I don't know what else there is to do besides go watch sports games in Phoenix. I live there and there isn't much to do besides that.
Go to an Arizona Cardinals game. Take in some Kyler.
Yeah, exactly. There's not much to do in Phoenix besides the actual sports they have there. But hey, I would trade an arm and leg to go watch Kyler ball out. He's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah.
Maybe get a little inspiration again. Maybe remember what it's like to be the young dog.
Yeah, maybe that'll flip that switch where it's like, all right, this is go time. I need to buckle down. And then we get Buehler's return to form.
Exactly. Just get a little hungry again.
Yeah.
But as far as your take goes, I think each of those guys need another start. I don't really know. I don't know how much stock I should take from this. I mean, it's just what happens at Coors Field. We see it every time. Now, I just want to flip it and say, do we take stock from Luke Raley hitting a ball 472 feet?
No, come on. Like if he hit it with the same amount of power at Dodger Stadium, I'm convinced it's a warning track flyout.
But it went 470 feet.
No, I mean, it was awesome. And I think his mom was at the game in the stands watching, which makes it even cooler. I mean, he's been criticized a lot. So it was cool to see him have his moment there.
Oh yeah. I can't imagine who was criticizing him and why they were criticizing him.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just what I heard.
That was such a troll moment from him to tell you, look what the peak of me is, but I'm going to make sure you guys never see the side of me again.
It's just a middle finger, I feel like.
He got a day-long breast augmentation. He got a big boob job. He got a big boob job for like 10 seconds. You're like, ooh, I kind of want to swipe right on Luke Raley. I would swipe right and then add in a super like.
Yeah, a super like on Luke Raley. Maybe bring him up for October.
Oh, definitely. And then there's time that's like, wait, also, why is he starting over Matt Beaty?
I don't know. Someone has a vendetta out for Matt Beaty, clearly.
It was weird. I saw some comments from the post game where Roberts didn't look too happy or wasn't too happy when he was talking about him. And this probably is going to be the last time that we're going to see Matt Beaty in a Dodgers uniform this season. So that was fun. I don't remember much about Matt Beaty, honestly. I remember he had the grand slam earlier this year, that crazy game at against the Brewers, and then he was good for a week, and that was the last I ever heard of him.
Yeah, I mean, thanks. Like, see you, Matt. Like he really hasn't done much. Not you. I'm not saying see you to you. Matt Beaty hasn't really done much this year. So it's kind of disappointing because we've seen it in the past what he can do. But yeah, you're right. This will probably be we probably won't see him very much the rest of the year.
We're gonna remember him just as much as Davis Mills.
Yes,
David Mills.
Yes.
We're gonna remember him like a Texans QB from 2013.
I had to look up where Davis Mills, like what he was all about. Or is it Davis or David?
Did I fuck it up both times?
You said both of those names. I don't
I
know
can't
which
remember
one
if
it
it's
is.
David or Davis.
Okay. I know you said Davis first, and then you said
Okay,
David.
it's Davis Mills. It's Davis
Okay.
Mills.
Okay. You were right the first time.
That is such a bizarre first name.
Yeah, Davis. Like what?
Just go Davy. Or if you're Davis, then you should be called Davy at least to not make you sound like such a pompous prick.
Oh yeah, dude, you got to go by Davy.
And you went to Stanford, douche.
Yeah, immediately don't like him.
But yeah, so that's about all we got from, or that at least that's all I got from the series. Is there anything else you want to bring up?
No, I mean just one. Like we keep saying, we're one game behind. Let's see if the Giants can hit a cold streak.
Look, where we are, we're pretty much where we're at right now. It's this weird phase of where you're just kind of waiting to see what we are, because you don't want to have like put all your eggs in one basket and think that the Dodgers are going to run with the NL West and have this huge comeback and all this, but then you also don't want to give up on winning the West. So I don't know. It feels like games are at a little bit of a stale point, just a little bit stale before things really rev up in the wild card, then hopefully playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's. I feel that I was upset with myself saying like, oh, we need to focus on Cardinals wild card game because I sound like I'm giving up, like I'm a Debbie Downer. And now it's like, we're one game back. Like, let's go. Like, so I'm torn between should we focus on the wild card? Should we go all in on winning the division, avoid that one game playoff? Because at the end of the day, we're going to have to play the Giants no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Just, it's going to be a fun week and a half or so.
You know how we're going to tell? It's funny how like every single season this year has been the one where it's like, oh, you know how to know if the Giants are really for real is if X and Y happens. So the next, so adding on to that journey, or adding on to the storyline of this is how this next upcoming event or a series, how we tell the Giants really have some weird voodoo and some warlock magic, is if the Giants sweep the Rockies at Coors Field. If the Giants sweep the Rockies at Coors Field, it's official that they're for real.
Yeah, come on, Rockies. Play the way you play against us against them, at least for one game. At least for one game.
Mm-hmm. There's a part of me that's like, I might even take the under in all those games.
Good luck. Good luck is all I have to say.
There is a part of me of like, the Giants are so stupid and the Rockies are even dumber that they might just hit the under in all those games and it'll end up being like 2-1, 3-2, 1-0.
Could you imagine that? That would be a slap in the face.
Mm-hmm.
The Rockies love to become the best team in baseball when they play us.
Yeah, somehow CJ Cron goes from, oh, well, that was a bummer that he never panned out to anything, to hitting balls over our bullpen.
Yeah, he is the Dodger killer. There's always a Dodger killer every year. He is that guy this year.
Okay, can we talk about how he's actually this Charlie Blackmon is stepping in front of him, taking all the bullets for being the Dodger killer, when in reality, CJ Cron is the real killer.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like Charlie Blackmon, he does get all the bullets, but CJ Cron has been just as much of a Dodger killer this year, if not more.
I don't have any stats to back it up, but I think CJ Cron is hitting 580 against us.
That sounds accurate. I would run with 580.
Yeah. It's nuts. It's nuts. All right, so I feel like that's a good spot to wrap up episode 31. Jesus, 31 episodes. All right, So thank you guys so much for tuning into today's episode. If you'd like to follow myself on social media, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at MattWeiner20. If you'd like to follow Edward on his social media, you can find him on Instagram and Twitter at Edward_Vinto. But if you have no care in the world for anything we have to say, then make sure to tune into the OK Takes Pod on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at OK Takes Pod. That is OKAY Takes Pod. OKAY Takes Pod. It takes 1 second to follow us and helps us tremendously. So keep up with us on the Instagram, the Twitter, the TikTok, all that good stuff. So thank you guys for tuning in and have a wonderful day.